Welcome to Waking the Kraken. I'm Wes Potts.
I'm Alex Kahneman.
And today we're going to start with Kraken World News.
Kraken World News.
All right, Alex, do you want to take it away or you want me to take it away?
You go ahead and start it off.
All right, cool. So in Miami, Florida, a father turned in his son's phone to the authorities based on the photos of the guns that he had on his Instagram, fearing for the idea of it going to be similar to the massacre that just happened. However, once the warrant was issued on the phone so that they could look into it, they found a large-scale child pornography ring.
Oh, wow.
And this kid is facing large-scale jail time for being 17 years old.
Dang.
So, yeah.
That's some news. Well, for those of you who don't really care for the Olympics, because it's the same thing every time, there are 4 new events in the Olympics this year. One of them is the snowboarding big air event. Basically, you have a very steep ramp before launching off a ramp known as a kicker to perform their tricks, with a total height of the ramps reaching up to 49 meters and a maximum slope angle of 40 degrees. Basically, it's a really giant ramp, and they have to do a really awesome trick while they're in the air, and it's pretty insane. So that's a new event you could check out this year.
This one is going to displease our last guest that we had on the show, which was Patrick, but China is actually passing legislation right now to ban strippers at funerals. Apparently it's a tradition in China for like big businessmen to have strippers strip at their funerals and stuff, and so they're looking to ban it based on morality clauses.
Huh.
Morality clauses?
Morality clauses. The Alpine Team Skiing event is also a new event this year. It's 2 men and 2 women compete against each other in national teams in head-to-head slalom races. Like slaloms.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty badass.
Yeah, right. So it's like the first year they've done like a man and a woman on a team versus a man and a woman on a team.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, right. It's like mixed. Yeah.
And my third and final one for the week is going to be what is it? It's Mr. T the other day contacted the United States curling team to congratulate them on their win against Sweden. He'd been predicting for most of the week that we were going to defeat Sweden, and it's kind of his thing. Like he just was like, "Well, I predicted it. Let's call them and congratulate them." So
I think I saw that last night. Where was it? The men's that won?
yeah, men's.
Yeah, that was luck. It's curling, man. It's curling.
I love curling. I can't get over it. Like, it's one of those things that I just watch.
I still
for
don't
hours and
understand
hours and
it,
hours.
but I'm never gonna understand it.
Dude,
That's okay.
it's chess on ice.
Is it?
Yeah, man.
Basically shuffleboard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically shuffleboard, but you have all of this play with the ice and stuff and the control over where it goes. So it's like, and also you have to keep in mind, like, whoever gets the most points is the only person who gets points. So whoever's in the center, if anybody else gets points, well, only the person in the center gets it. Or if you get a bunch of points in the outer ring, but someone gets 1 past you in that inner ring, they get all the points.
See, nobody ever explained that.
Yeah.
They always just go straight to the people on the ice, and they're just like, whoosh.
Yeah. So it's a lot of like.
And they start yelling and brushing, and they're just like, holy cow, man.
Yeah, right.
You know?
That's exactly right.
Damn.
We're going to go to our correspondent now. Welcome to the Bone Zone. This is Hamilton Blocker. He's going to give us some fake news for the week.
Oh, dude, I'm so good at the fake news, man.
You're not as good at the fake news?
No, I'm great at fake news.
What's fake news for the week?
Dude, let me see. Well, I turned in on the TV. My dog likes CNN, so
Right.
sometimes she watches that. So I'm like, shit, I gotta watch CNN. CNN comes with some crazy ass facts. They're like, man, there was like 18 shootings this last week, and I was like, well, that's interesting because I've never heard of anything like that. And I just went and looked, and they have a little bit of their facts, kind of a little bit skewed. So I'm like, okay, I mean, that happens, with all of them.
Right, so what was the news that was fake in that, though? There were a lot of shootings.
There were,
So.
and that's the word shootings is definitely up there, but there was not 18. Like, there was a kid that brought a gun to school. They counted that as a shooting, which I can understand why they would be like. I mean, that brings more awareness because, dude, when I was going to high school, that was like the last thought on my mind.
I was getting shot at school.
Yeah, I was getting shot at school or just anything like that. It was more like, dude, where the fuck am I gonna park today?
Yeah, right.
Like, that was my biggest problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was that, and like, do they have chicken tenders today? Oh God, no.
Okay,
I've got 4th period lunch.
In Glendale, they always had chicken tenders, like, all the time.
We always had some greasy ass pizza.
And there were also Bosco sticks.
Yeah, Bosco
Yeah.
sticks. Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
That's completed my day if I had one of those. But yeah, do some crazy stuff like that. We'll switch the channel and go to old Fox News,
Good old Fox News.
which is just, I'm not sure what they're doing, dude. They're smoking the same stuff that I am. So. I'm not really sure. So we scroll through that. We listen to some Hannity. He's pretty out there. You know what's my favorite thing is I listen to 104.1 out here in Springfield, and like some of the stuff like Michael Savage, dude, like guy from San Francisco who's
psychological nudity.
Yeah, he's like psychological nudity, and you're like, whoa, dude, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna get hit with. Really cool at first. You'll be like, damn, that's really cool, and that's true.
Yeah.
And then he'll just go off the deep end, and like that's where I lose him.
My dad used to listen to that all the time. Like I would we'd be in the car coming home from somewhere, and you just hear like psychological nudity. And like, what the shit is psychological? My dad loved it.
I'm like, dude, is this porn on the radio or what? Like, I don't know, but I'm sure they can't air that. That'd be really weird.
I think Howard Stern did it one time.
Did he?
Yeah, I think that was like he had like
I've never really listened to Howard
porn
Stern.
star
Maybe
or
like
something
clips
like moan on camera, or like not on camera, but on record.
But yeah, dude, like the news in this country is just out of control right now. Everybody's out of control. You got this far left, you got this far right. People are just going at it. Nobody knows how to come together and make peace.
I mean, the 60s are dead.
Yeah, well, I wasn't alive back then. Well, actually, I kind of wish I was, dude, because today is more fucking crazy.
So my first topic of the day is, it's based off the idea of, okay, so you know the multiverse idea, right? Where there's like a bunch of different parallel universes and stuff like that.
You're referring to string theory.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But have you ever wondered, like, so we watch television here in this universe and plane, and it's obviously what we consider fiction. But if there's an infinite number of universes with an infinite number of possibilities and stuff, eventually somewhere down the road, Gilmore Girls or like, you know, Community or whatever show that you're watching is a reality, and those people who are being played by actors here on our universe are actual real people going through real situations. So have you ever thought about, like, whenever your life is really, really getting shitty, you just go, man, I really hope Sweeps comes in this other universe. I just want my show to get canceled. Like, it's not necessarily like you're gonna die, but you really, really, really just go like, I don't need any more exciting television in my life.
Are you asking me if that's possible?
No, it is possible, like, theoretically. It's just the idea of, like, have you ever had instances where you're just like, man, that would have made great TV, but then realize that it would be great TV, or it is great TV?
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, plenty of times, like, where I used to work down the lake, dude, like, a lot of that drama was, like, great TV. Great TV, man. Just, yeah. But, you know, that's not, MTV's not going to come to my house and be like,
no, it should be. Like, you're gonna be a show. You're already a show in another universe, when maybe you're getting star ratings.
Maybe I'm getting paid.
Well, that's the other thing.
Bucks.
That's the other catch is you have to imagine, if you're a television show, like if your life right now is a television show in another universe, someone else that looks exactly like you is playing Hamilton Blocker, and you have to wonder what that actor is like.
I hope he's really good looking.
I mean, he looks like you. Do you think you're good looking?
Absolutely.
Then see, look, you're already fine. Like,
absolutely.
Worries over.
That's
but
no
now you have to wonder what his
all.
personality is like. Like, what if he's the exact opposite person of you, and he's just trying to get into your mind to like act this character out?
Well, let's hope we don't meet.
Yeah, let's hope the multiverse doesn't open up.
You never know, dude. CERN, they're doing experiments.
I've heard about CERN. Yeah, there's those conspiracy theories with CERN.
Yeah, you can't dive too much into that.
Where they're going to open up a gateway to hell and cause the apocalypse.
That's totally going to happen.
You know who's going to survive
That's totally how it's going to go.
All the people in America.
I don't think that's true.
Probably not.
In a hellscape with like weird demons and stuff like that, we're all screwed.
We
would all be screwed.
We're the first ones to go.
Well, I have to feel like where CERN is going to be the first. Like, Europe is dead.
It'll all happen instantaneously.
It's really interesting what they have found, though. I mean, like, a splitting, like, subatomic particles.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like, dude, I'll get lost learning about all that.
I mean, like, the first actual evidence of the Higgs boson was a huge deal.
Right.
I mean, like, it's kind of weird to explain to people that, like, we discovered the thing that actually provides us with actual physical mass.
Right.
And it's like, that's what a Higgs boson is.
Because we've never seen, like, below, like, your electron, your neutron,
right,
and your proton.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, like, I was reading about that the other night. They're going to do more experiments, more stuff, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's the news you don't hear about.
I think one of my favorite conspiracy theories that I heard recently was a couple months ago. Have you ever heard of the slaves on Mars theory?
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
So the theory goes, like, we've already landed on Mars and started to terraform it, and we've already sent people to Mars to start making this a possibility for us, so whenever we land on Mars, everything will be great. But these people can't come back, so they're basically slaves. And Elon Musk apparently is like the head of this like seedy conspiracy where he's already has like bases there, and he's shipped people over, and he's just fooling all of us until we get there.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I like Elon Musk.
We all love Elon Musk.
I love Elon.
I think that's the thing, is he's the greatest guy ever that could have possibly been a supervillain. Like, think about it. Here's a guy that made a shit ton of money.
He does look like a pretty.
He kind of looks like a villain, and like he's got a shit ton of money, and he's got the ability to buy and make rockets and stuff like that. And you just look at this guy. He developed a flamethrower that people could buy.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about that? That was great.
Don't ban those, man. I like those.
What was it? I think his tweet went, no way, shape, or form should anyone ever own a personal flamethrower unless you hate fun. It was just hilarious. Like, he was like encouraging people to buy it because he's like, I guess you don't like fun if you don't want to own one.
Dude, I've seen those videos. I gotta watch those.
They're great. Like, him just like playing. The company that produces them is called The Boring Company.
Yeah.
Dude, that's marketing right there, dude.
Yeah, right.
Like, what's that?
But I mean, the company, I guess, was initially made for like drilling. So it's like boring and kind of
really?
thing.
Yeah.
But it's just a clever name to put out like a flamethrower.
Well, they were making the super link tunnel trains and stuff.
Yeah, the hyper tunnels.
Yeah, so they're boring. They would bore the tunnels out.
Yeah.
The boring company.
Is that still going through, like those tunnels and like those hyperlinks?
I think.
I think
in California they're making one. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
And I know that the ones that they made overseas are probably getting near completion too.
Who wants to go to California?
Lots of people. Apparently, it's like a big deal.
That's overpopulated.
So is Colorado. Colorado's getting really
Yeah,
big.
dude, it's really bad, man. I live like 10 minutes from where I used to work. By like biking, it took me like an hour and a half by car some mornings. I mean, that's just how packed it. I mean, people are packed in.
Yeah, no, it's getting like crushed like sardines, and like every like college kid that's in biology is like, I'm gonna move to like Colorado and I'm gonna work at a dispensary and I'm gonna make different strands of weed. And I literally had a kid come in like 2 months ago to the shop and was just like, he's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. He's like, I'm gonna study like horticulture, and he's like, and then I'm just gonna like go out and make different strands of weed for these big companies and stuff.
Isn't that
like,
crazy though? That's kids' ideas nowadays.
Yeah, that's like the thing that they want to do.
Right. I mean, like, dude, before like. I can imagine.
Could you ever imagine? Like, I would never imagine. Like when I went to college and stuff like that, that was such a weird concept of even just like thinking about legalization anywhere in the United States.
Right, because I mean, you just look at it. And you're like, well, like when I first like started going out there after 2014, I was like, is this real? Can I really go into a store and buy some weed? Is this like a legal deal? And like every time I'm out there, when I get high out there, I'm fine. Like I feel fine. Mm-hmm. Or I just, like, I'm okay. There's no paranoia, no nothing. But when I'm in Missouri, oh, my God, dude. I feel like I'm looking over my shoulder all the time. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, dude, you got to watch out, dude. Because around here, people don't like that, man.
Yeah,
they really don't.
Get very upset. But, you know, it's okay for the, you know, chick doing meth down the way, scratching her neck real hard to, you know, just walk around and be normal. And people are like, whoa, we just have to steer away.
Ben was one of our hosts, like, whenever you were in college.
Yeah, right.
Like, Ben hosted. I think it was about a month ago or something like that. Like, this one just skeeved out guy comes into the shop, and like, he just, like, stops and is just staring at his shoes or something like that.
Really?
He's, like, obliterated out of his mind. And he goes up to Ben, and he tries to ask him, like, for a handshake or something like that, and Ben's like, I don't do that. And like by this time I had gone over to check out what was going on, and like he's just like getting really, really, really mad that Ben would not give him a handshake. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, some people I was like he's got a germ thing. I just made up something on the spot. I was like, he's got a germ thing. He doesn't like to be touched. Like it's just a thing. I swear to God, I've never seen such a look of hate towards, like, he was fine with me, but he, like, fucking just wanted to kill Ben. Just, like, overwhelming, like, his sense of, like, he was gonna stop looking at his shoes and murder Ben.
Maybe he was on those bath salts.
He might have been.
He may have been. It could have been anything.
Have you guys
seen... What was it? There's another one that's coming out of, like, Florida now or something like that. It, like, makes people into zombies. Have you seen that one? I can't remember what it's called. It's called, like,
I remember like a couple years ago they had like that big deal about that dude eating that guy's face.
Oh, that
off.
that was bath salts. But there's something else like now that like turns people into like weirdos. Like they get so hot, they strip all their clothes down. They're out of their mind. They're rolling around in the street where there's cars and stuff like that.
Damn, what
like,
kind of drug is that?
It's this weird like. Allegedly, the reason that anyone takes it is because it's supposed to be similar to ecstasy, I guess, and stuff.
That sounds awful.
It's called flocka. That's what it is. You've heard of flocka, haven't you? Yeah. Sid, my sister lived down in Florida for a while.
I've never seen it. But...
And like she was telling me about like sometimes these people would come in like out of their minds, or like I'd asked her if she'd ever seen it. She's like, I've never actually seen it. She's like, but I talked to some people that had like seen stuff like that, and she's like, they're out of their minds.
Yeah.
Dude, they probably are.
There's like one guy who was like sitting next to like he had his like backup, like he was like a gas station. He was sitting like at a Wawa, which is a gas station down in Florida. But he was sitting there, and like you just see him like get so terrified that he like rips his shoes off and throws them everywhere, and it's just like freaking out. And
really?
Yeah, I don't know why that would be worth it at all. Like if you've seen all these videos, you're like, why would I try this?
Yeah, right.
Did the police shoot those people?
I don't think so. I don't think I've seen any videos where they shoot them. But like they're just basically zombies. Like there's sometimes like there's a couple videos I've seen where they've just been like meandering down the side of the road.
Yeah, dude, I'm good, man. I don't need to be on that stuff, whatever that is.
Yeah.
That sounds a little
Flocka,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Flocka.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some guy out there going, yeah, man, Flocka.
Yeah, or like he's like, that's a really extreme case, man. Like I've tried Flocka like 5 times and it's just amazing. Talk to God, or have sex with cherubims, or something stupid like that. Like,
yeah,
dude,
right.
There's a lot of people. Like back to that Savage dude.
Yeah, Michael Savage.
I was listening to one of his radio shows one time, and he said something really that I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like I'm okay with that. And then he had the audacity to, right after that go, and all the people that aren't Christians and are smoking all that weed. He obviously doesn't sound like that, but
right.
I don't know. He's like a New York accent.
Yeah, he kind of has like a New York accent.
Right, I don't know how to do that, but he just totally like dogged on like weed was a problem, and I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, nah, you obviously you're not in touch with other people, but that's cool. And then I switched to some other station, but yeah, dude, like some of that stuff is just crazy nowadays. Of just really, dude, I was thinking about that all day today. Was just how crazy the world is right now.
Oh yeah, no,
it is.
It's the same place right now. Like I mean, obviously, like we just did the news, and like
yeah, right.
there's some weird things that happen out there right
dude,
now.
like society is changing. Just everything. I mean, change is constant, right?
Yeah, right. It's the only constant.
Well, shit.
yeah, right.
Yeah, now he's lost his train of
If
thought.
only that wasn't so true.
yeah, right.
But, yeah, I was just thinking about that a lot today, dude. Years ago, dude, nobody was going crazy.
Well, I constantly watch Al Jazeera, which is a terrible idea for anyone out there. But like, I'll watch like Al Jazeera English because it streams on YouTube for free, and like instead of listening to music or podcast at work, I'll just watch that because I'm literally no one's gonna get mad at me for watching the news. No one's gonna be like, turn that news off. Like it's so it's the least offensive thing I can listen to. But there's some story, like there's some really, really good stories and some really inspiring stories out there, and then there's just some like awful ones. Like some of their like in-field reports are awesome. Like there's this one, they've got this one series right now called it has something to do with architecture, but basically what it is, it's about this guy who was from like West Africa, and he went to the United States, got his architectural degree, and what he does is in his little area of the world where he's from in West Africa, there's a lot of like swamplands and like waterways and stuff, and so what he's been doing is he's been building these like schools that basically float on water.
Yeah.
So they've got this they like float and they can like rise with the tides and sink with the tides and everything like that, and like they're 2 stories tall, or like sometimes even 3 stories tall, where they'll have like the common area where like the kids kind of play downstairs. It's like their recess area, and then they go up to the 2nd floor, and that's where like the primary school kids are, like on the 2nd floor, and you go up to the top floor, and that's where their like secondary school like students are and stuff. And it's a wonder. It's amazing, and it's all about this guy and all the different things that he does in Africa to try to help these people out. And then you have stories about like, Boko Haram also being in Africa, who kidnaps close to like 50, 100, a large amount of women, and they refuse to like come back, because you can tell based on the analysis that Al Jazeera is talking about is they're terrified to even think about like saying on camera that they want to come home.
Right.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it nowadays, but I'm like, I'm glad I live in the United States.
Dude, totally.
I've been to other places, and when I come back, I'm just like, you know, I'm glad I live here. You know, it's good.
Yeah, it's not the worst place. Like, there's not constant fear of like, militaries walking into your yet.
Like I've never wanted to photograph like war scenes or anything like that.
Yeah,
like, that would just be a little too much intense for me.
Yeah.
But the schools on water, that's a wholly different subject.
Yeah, no,
like, that would be
amazing.
cool. I've never seen anything like that before.
It's a multiple series part. I mean, even around like Al Jazeera, I never learned about this before, but they around Ramadan this year, they had a mini series on what Ramadan's like on the extreme parts of the world, like areas of the world like in Iceland where like you only get 4 hours of sunlight, or like in the opposite area of the world like New Zealand, like where you have 17 hours of sunlight and stuff like that. And then the idea of Ramadan is you fast while the daylight's going on, you eat at night. And so they're like, how do, as a Muslim and living in those particular areas, and there's a very small diaspora, like I think the one in Iceland was like a guy's family, It was like, but he celebrated it, and like I think there was a small community of like Muslims in Reykjavik, but they were talking about how do you cope with that? Like you want to be like everyone else, you want to celebrate because this is a really holy holiday, and obviously for Iceland it sounded easy where you're like, I cannot eat for 4 hours. We do it all the time. Like it's night there constantly, and then like 4 hours is daylight, so you just go, I'm not gonna eat during that.
Right.
But the hard one was New Zealand, where it was 17 hours of sunlight, and then like you get to eat when it turns dark, but you also have to sleep. Right. And so they basically like consulted with imams in Mecca, and they were just like, well, here's the strict kind of like just go off of Mecca. Like if you're in any area of the world where you're like in an extreme where like the days and nights aren't necessarily so consistent,
I can see that.
Just basically go off Mecca time, where it's like this is when it rises in Mecca, this is when it sets in Mecca. You're fine if that's the case. But I thought that was really interesting because I'd never actually thought about that until I watched that documentary.
I guarantee you won't see that on the American news or anything like that.
No, yeah, they probably wouldn't run a special like that.
Nah, dude, they gotta talk about all the other things that are more important. I get lost
like
on
North Korea.
Yeah, dude, don't even get me started on North Korea. Holy cow, dude, that guy is out of control.
Yeah, he's crazy.
But at the same time, that was really interesting when they came to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh god, dude, you see poor Mike Pence up there?
Yeah.
Just sitting there, and I was like, dude, that's such an awkward, like, it's an awkward thing, I would think, you know.
Well, yeah,
you have a sitting vice president.
And your like only authority head above that basically tweets at the other guy's leader that he's gonna blow him the shit up. That's gotta be like, it's like being the best friend of like the popular girl that starts shit with everyone.
Yeah.
Like, she's a really good person, I promise, when you get to know her. And they're like, whatever, Becky was talking bullshit all damn day.
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah.
Like, somebody needs to take that phone and just smash it.
Yeah. Or just tell him, like, no one gives a shit about your Twitter.
Have you seen that one tweet where he's like, my button's bigger? And I went, oh, God. World War III is going to be started by fucking Twitter, man.
Yeah. World War III is going to be a debate on a... Like, it's going to start over a debate over a hypothetical button. Right. That you can launch nuclear war.
And it's probably not even really a button, dude.
It's going to be the first international tweet war, where an actual, like, argument is going to be solved over tweet.
And this is why arguing on the internet is for idiots.
God, dude, it's just, like, awful. Like, I look at those tweets and I go, fuck, dude, somebody get that phone out of his hand.
What does he do? That's the other thing is, for me, I'm just thinking, like,
I didn't know he had that
aren't
kind
you
of...
supposed to be, like...
I had no idea he had that kind of time. Like,
yeah, I was like,
stuff.
allegedly he doesn't sleep very much, according to, like, news sources from, like, the White House. They're like,
well, that means he's gonna die a lot quicker, dude.
Yeah, they're just like,
some sleep,
they're like, he only sleeps, like, 4 hours a night or something, is allegedly what they've said. And I'm like, well, no wonder he's watching Fox News to see if anyone talks about him, and then, like, he's going to, like, fucking tweet about it. Like, if someone says something that he doesn't like.
Dude, does he really watch the news that much?
He says he watches the news a lot, according to, like, sources.
If you, like, look at his tweets and then, like, check what he's tweeting about to the time of the news, he's tweeting the same news stories as all these different news stations at the same time they're airing. So he's watching them and tweeting about them, and you can, like, figure out what he was watching by his tweets, basically.
We've never had anything like that, though. Like,
and Ivanka's just like, come on, let's just go to bed. And he's like, nah, I gotta tweet.
God.
I gotta keep in touch with the American people.
Poor
FDR had his little fireside talks. I'm gonna one-up him. I'm gonna tweet it.
Poor our country, man, Jesus, it's gone in the shitter.
Yeah, it's become a reality TV show. We got obsessed with reality TV show in the early 2000s.
It's a really good reality TV show, though, man. This is great,
it's
interesting
like, they're like,
stuff to
what
watch.
can Big Brother go from now? Like, we've got them in like 2 different houses. We've separated them, girls and guys. We've mixed them together. Let's just make a whole country be Big Brother.
It's gonna be really funny when he gets up on the speaker and he goes, "You're fired." Like, that shit is gonna be hilarious.
I have to wonder that's what he said. Like, so many people have gone through that administration so far.
Right.
I
Yeah,
have to imagine that he just does this for fun, and
You're fired.
he probably has it recorded for his library. Like, you know how like every president gets a library after.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's got it to where like it's just gonna be in like probably New York, and it's gonna just be like a bunch of videos in one room of just like every like what was it, Bannon and all the other people. He's just like, "You're fired," and it's just like that's what it's like. Welcome to the Fire Dome.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna come back and get his ass, dude, at some point.
Well, didn't Steve Bannon already post a book where he was like talking about how he's a crazy person?
Steve Bannon hates him now.
But then again, like Steve Bannon's also he's a crazy person too.
Yeah, he's a crazy person. I'll give him that.
Like,
but yeah, dude, they're at it like they're like 12-year-old girls. They're just like, well, I don't like him anymore, and I don't like him. He's not very good.
You're not invited. It's like
they say a lot worse shit. I'm pretty sure.
It's like in kindergarten when you go, well, you're not invited to my to my birthday anymore.
Dude, that's really how it goes. Did you know I've actually seen Mar-a-Lago, and that place? I mean, just looking at it, I'd want to stay there.
Right.
But at the same time, like, dude, there was like people working outside. I never really understood what that was. If it was like a country club or. At least that's the vibe I get from it.
I think it's a country club.
I feel like
Yeah, it feels like some sort of like private
club.
Yeah.
You know, there's no golf course there.
Yeah, I don't think Donald Trump has anything that's like just his. Like it's
Right.
part of his business that he can make money off of anything. Like, anywhere he lives, like he's got like a penthouse or he's got like a little cabin that's attached to like a huge or like a bigger thing and stuff like that. So I feel like that's kind of the way that like Mar-a-Lago is.
Well, dude, there's a lot of nice houses around that area. And nobody on that island drives anything less than like a BMW. Like there are Bentleys everywhere, Ferraris, whatever exotic car. So I mean that's the land where he comes from. So that's definitely not the land.
I wonder if
comes
there's
from.
any liberals there that just have like their Hillary sign still up just to like so that Donald Trump has to drive by every time and be like, "God damn it," and then tweet about it.
They might be in like eastern Palm Beach County there, but definitely not on that west side of Palm Beach County.
Right.
But not on the east.
I just think it would be really funny that one liberal that's just like you know what, fuck this.
I will give you this though, dude. I was down there in West Palm Beach before the election, and it's so funny. I pulled up to a stoplight, and there was a dude in a gold Toyota Sequoia. First of all, I didn't even know Toyota made the Sequoia in gold, so that was the first like, whoa, what is this? Then this dude comes up, he's got a Trump mask on, he's got the hair, he's got the whole deal, his car's like written on the windows, like, go Trump. And he was bumping this like rap music, and all it was talking about was Trump winning.
Wait, there's a Trump hip hop song. We have to find the link.
Yeah, I don't know what
that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah,
but it's hilarious.
It's like Donald Trump is like, well, when
this dude had the windows down, bumping. Like, he was all rally. He's like, I'm going to lunch, and I'm going to rally for Mr. Trump.
Trump's
Damn, dude, this guy's got nothing else better to do.
That's a good day. That's a good day for him.
Or like when Barack Obama got elected, he got all these rap songs like "My President's Black, My Lambo's Blue," and "I'd be goddamn if my rims ain't too." And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna hire someone to do a Trump song. Vladimir Putin has a song too.
Does he?
Did you know that? Like I think like the translation starts off with like a guy like Putin, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah, and it's like just talking. It's like these 3 girls that sing it, and they're all talking about how they want to marry a guy just like Vladimir Putin.
No, thank you.
That's popular.
Do you
I don't know if it's popular. I just know that it pops up on Al Jazeera and like Vice News and all these other news stations all the time about just being
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it was like something that I think along with his campaign the last time he ran for president.
Can you really call it that?
Sure, I mean like I guess like.
Do you know how gangster that guy is?
It could be a crooked campaign. It's still a campaign.
Like that guy, I'm pretty sure just like wax people off, just like.
Yeah, he's an ex-KGB agent.
Right.
Like,
dude, I feel like it's still USSR slightly. They like to give this appearance of, yeah, we got another candidate and he might win, but doubtful.
Yeah, right.
It was.
He also died in a car accident the week before the election.
Right. Dude, some weird stuff like that you just see.
It was some actor recently. I want to say it was Morgan Freeman.
I like
but
Morgan
he was
Freeman.
talking about...
Don't make me not like him.
No, he was talking... Morgan Freeman was talking about Putin, I think. Or it was some actor, but I think it was Morgan Freeman. And he was talking about, he's like, if you looked at this as a script of an ex-KGB, or like a KGB agent who was trained by the Soviets, and then his country collapses, and his organization is banned because of their connection to being an organization under the last administration...
Right.
Somehow works his way up through politics and becomes the president, and then basically makes a cyber war with the old enemy. He's
Right.
like that's basically a movie. He's like that's a movie that you would imagine Hollywood would write. He's like, and it's happening right now.
Yeah.
And we're a part of it.
And we're a part of it.
Isn't that cool to be in a movie?
Fake news.
Fake news, man.
Yeah, right.
Like,
God, I've seen that hashtag so many times.
I
across
can't
the
tell
week.
you how obnoxious hearing the word fake news has become to me, because it's like literally, it doesn't matter what side you're on, and it doesn't matter if it's real or not real. Anytime that you don't agree with anything,
Yeah.
you can just go, oh yeah, it's fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah. You don't need any
Isn't
activity,
that
you don't
crazy?
need any proof behind it.
No,
You
it's
have
not
like
crazy.
1,000
It's fake news.
It's fake news.
Oh, God.
Just like our news is fake news. Well, our news is real news that we get from sources, but also it's done by us, is also a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
I love scholarly sources because, you know why?
Because they have proof behind them.
Well, yeah, of course they've got proof, but nobody uses them anymore, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
The news agencies are like, hey, you know, Billy Bob Joe down here, you know what the gas station said, yada, yada, yada. Billy Bob Joe does not even exist, people.
Yeah, no, my favorite thing is to read an article and then scroll down to the sources and it links me to Twitter. And I'm just like, that's bullshit,
Or
man.
Wikipedia.
Or Wikipedia. And it's like, that's not a source. You just
Right.
you just basically found information that makes what you're saying sound right.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's where this whole, like, that whole Russia thing came in there. They're like, ooh, they're tweeting. I guess
Yeah.
it's tweeter bots, or hell, I don't know. Dude.
It was,
I don't have a
it
Twitter.
was like allegedly
Yeah,
like
right.
some
I mean-
bots that that had been like built to like pump out news against like Hillary or something like that.
God, that poor lady.
Yeah.
What has her life become?
Well, she probably
I'm not
just
really
did
sure.
she's done what she's always done, which is like dive down for a while and then
Right,
make
right,
a
right.
comeback.
Yeah.
Is she gonna make a comeback?
I don't know. I mean, like I think there's so much of a hubbub within the Democratic Party right now between the fact
Right.
that Bernie Sanders got it stolen out from under him through
Isn't that crazy?
channels and stuff like that, and then she lost the election. That was the thing. Is like the DNC was just like, well, we're gonna run Hillary. She'll win. She's a woman. Like it'll work and stuff
It'll
like that.
work.
And really, what they should have done is they should have run the old Jewish guy because he would have won. Like he's like everyone's favorite fucking uncle. Like I'm like I would love to have an Uncle Sanders. Like I'm like that guy seems awesome. Like,
Is Bernie Sanders Jewish?
yeah, he's Jewish.
I never knew that.
He's related to Larry David.
No way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they did a genetic test.
God,
I think
they
like
kind of
people-
look alike.
Yeah, they
a little
do.
bit.
Yeah.
It was funny because Larry David played him on Saturday Night Live,
right.
and then like PBS or something like that did they did the Know Your Roots kind of thing that they do, like that show,
Right.
and they tested both of them because they're like, you guys look a lot alike, and they found out that they're like second or third cousins or something like that.
Yeah,
Wow,
right.
that's
Like,
interesting.
yeah.
Boy, that'd be cool.
Hmm.
Larry
Damn.
David and Bernie Sanders.
But Bernie's still a senator, correct?
yeah, he's still a
I thought
senator
so.
from Vermont.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, that's why he's still pretty active.
Did you guys know Vermont passed legal weed or medical marijuana? One of the two.
I think it was medical.
Are you sure?
Yes, I
You
did
better
though.
Google that shit, dude. 'Cause it could be recreational.
I'm pretty sure it was recreational.
Yeah.
It was a record.
And it was not a vote by the people. It was just
Bernie Sanders willed it.
I wish, but it was just like their House Senate. Dude, wouldn't that be cool? I demand legal weed.
Like
Boom.
Bernie's like, you didn't give me the presidency. You didn't even let me run for it, so I get something out of this.
Dude, that poor guy, dude. Like, that's awful. Like, he just got everything taken, dude. It was
Yeah.
just like he got beat down by Hillary with like a bat. It was
No,
like-
I mean, like,
pretty much.
Bernie Sanders is a great guy. Like, I mean, like, he's, like, one of the few politicians
Right.
that's on record of sticking to what he said for years. Like, since the 60s. Like, he was like,
Yeah, right.
you know, like,
I can't hate on that,
segregation
man,
is wrong,
'cause-
like, blah, blah, blah is wrong and stuff like that. He's like, I'm going to fight for the right thing to do for the people. And then,
Most
like,
people do not do that.
yeah, and that's the thing. Is, like, you
Trump
hear
does
about it all
not
the
do
time.
that. Clinton did not do that.
Yeah.
Like, nobody does that. Like,
But Bernie Sanders, like, who is just like
Right.
an all-around good dude. Like I said,
Right.
you want him to be your uncle.
he's got a few far out ideas, but
But overall,
He
I
ain't
mean, like,
bad.
what old great uncle doesn't?
No great uncle here, dude. I don't know. I see my uncles.
They have some
They're
weird,
cool.
like, they may not have, like, socialist ideas and stuff like that,
Right.
but you know they have some weird shit ideas, like...
Dude, I know a few girls that love Bernie Sanders, dude. They love that. Remember that one girl I was telling you about one time? Who was like, man, she is the socialist.
Oh, right, the one you went on a date with that one.
Oh, yeah.
She was a nice girl, but yeah, dude, she had some far out ideas, and but I didn't get into those with her because we were
Because it was only going to end in chaos.
Yeah, dude. People that love to
For
get into
you,
that
it was
shit.
only going to be into... Because you like to poke the bear.
I do like to poke the
you
bear.
will,
dude.
you
Yeah,
will
right.
find you could probably put you in a whole room full of like super conservatives, and you would just be prodding them with whatever else like they didn't believe. Like,
Dude, and what's crazy is I'd be prodding them with like just some real shit. Like, dude, the legalization of marijuana should happen everywhere. Like
Right.
across the United States. Like it'd be good for the country.
it'd be good for the economy. Like you could put
be
taxes
good for
on
me.
it. It'd be great for Hamilton.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, right.
Most importantly, it's good for Hamilton.
But
What's
really-
good for Hamilton is good for the country.
It's,
Allegedly.
dude, I don't know when I can run for president, but maybe one day we'll talk about it. I think people would love the shit out of me.
They probably would.
They'd be like, oh yeah, dude, we'll vote for that dude. He seems kind of cool, but sometimes he's an asshole, but sometimes he's funny, and sometimes he's about the legal weed, man, so we just gotta vote for him. That's half the that's 80% of the country right there.
So I have a story about Hamilton poking the bear. We had Nate on. A
What
couple
time?
weeks ago. Well, this
Okay.
one you'll remember. We had Nate on, like Nate Bledsoe, who's from What's Haunting West, and Nate.
I do love Nate.
On, and it was the day after the election. And he was just so morose and angry and sad. And then Hamilton just walks in with a chipper-looking smile and just goes, "Make America great again." And then Nate just goes, "Oh, God damn it!" And then he just poking him the whole time. And I think what did Nate do? Nate didn't yell at you, did he? He just got more frustrated.
He
with you.
didn't yell. I don't think he yelled at me, but he was very frustrated.
Right.
And
because he was taking it seriously, and you were just like, "I'm just taking the piss out of everything."
Right, dude. Because at that point, that's all. I mean, there wasn't.
That's all you could do, really.
Yeah, there wasn't any
Like-
changing it. But dude, he was not thrilled with my antics. Which,
Yeah.
Which I don't. I'm. Not, they were all right. I didn't go too far. I tried not to go too far, mate.
We're gonna board your ship. Hey everybody, this is Alex. We were clearly having a little bit of audio trouble this time. We lost a little bit of the episode, so I figured I'd take a moment to tell you about CK Productions, my audio company. We do a lot of royalty-free music as well as theme songs for this podcast and other podcasts, and we do music for YouTube channels, and we're working on stuff for video games, and we do original music for artists. And I just wanted to let you know that you can find all of this stuff for free on YouTube, and you're also welcome to contact us at any time if you're interested in having some original music written just for you.
All right, and we're back. So, where were we living? We were talking about Bernie Sanders.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, because Bernie Sanders, that's a big subject right there.
Oh no, we were talking about Nate. We were talking about you poking at Nate and
Oh, yeah, then we went on. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we're talking about how much you like to get on people's nerves and how you like to poke the
Dude,
bear.
I love it though. I mean, who doesn't love that shit, dude?
Yeah, you love poking the bear.
Dude,
Yeah.
somebody's not to pick on Nate, but he was in a low place at that point, which I understand a lot of people were doing. My
Right,
sister
yeah.
was one of those people.
Yeah.
I can be very indifferent. Life
Oh, it was
still
really
goes
shocking.
forward.
Like, all the projections.
Right. Dude, because nobody ever thought that was going to happen in their lives. They're like, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they looked at it and they're like, psh, even the people that kind of liked him, they're like, probably not.
Right.
Yeah, right?
But it happened, people. It
And
fucking
yeah, and then it did happen.
And then, but yeah, I walked in that day, super butthurt. I kind of poked the bear a little. I like doing that kind of stuff with
You
everybody.
love doing that.
I can't think of anybody else. Like, I've done it to quite a few people. Like, a couple some buddies of mine, like their girlfriends, they're
Oh, yeah.
liberal. Oh, dude.
You'll do it to Caroline anytime she's in the shop and stuff like that because
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Who else have I done it to there at the shop? I'm trying to think because I've done it so much there. That's a good place to do it.
Yeah, I mean it's a college hangout. Like that's
Yeah,
what-
it's a really good, it's a really easy
It's
place
gonna be
to.
pretty liberal.
But
and,
aren't those college students like at least they're thinking?
right? Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, instead of I don't know what other kid. I mean, shit, dude. Would you rather live in Syria where there's fucking bombs and shit coming down?
No, man,
Hell
no.
no.
Absolutely not. I would much rather be walking around campus like not knowing what to do with myself as a dumb 18-year-old.
Ah, boy, it'd be so nice to be 18 again. Have you ever thought about that?
That's 10 years ago.
Nah, I don't want to think about it.
It is like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's 10 years ago. Like my high school reunion is
Damn.
coming.
Nah,
up.
man.
It's crazy.
Are you going?
No, I'm not gonna go to my high school reunion.
Damn it, Wes. That's you. You need to go.
I didn't know.
You need to walk
I
in
was
there,
so
do a
ready
little fashionista thing, and
I'm gonna come in at the 20.
This is me.
I'm gonna come in at the 25 year, see who made it past 40,
Yeah, I think I'll do that too.
and then
I
be
don't
like,
know if-
cool. I'm actually done something with my life. I'm past
Right.
40. I'm old enough to not really care about most of you anymore. So really, this is just me to just kind of be like, I'm just gonna go look at my past and laugh at it for a second.
What are those for? Like, what's the purpose of a class reunion?
To keep lifetime connections going.
Well, and I think the idea was like it was developed in like the like Facebook era.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, you know, you didn't know what people were doing. You didn't know if they had kids. The only way that you would know anything about anyone is
Right.
like if their mom ran into your mom and they're like, oh, do you remember your friend Sam from high school? And you're like, oh yeah, I think I remember him. And they're like, oh, apparently he's got 2 kids or he's in jail or something
right.
like that.
Damn, man, there's a lot of people in jail. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. I'll
Especially United
The
States.
United States has the #1 prison population in the entire world
You wanna know why?
because we like locking people up.
Because that shit makes money.
Because of
And if it
the
makes
war on
money, it
drugs.
makes sense. Oh yeah, dude, war on drugs. That's a fuck, dude. That's miserable, dude. Who is on the war on drugs? And I'll tell you who. It's that dude. What's his name? Attorney General.
Oh yeah, that guy Jeff Sessions.
Yeah, he's got a weird ass voice though, but they play a funny dude. They do a good job of making fun of him on it. SNL, yeah.
Yes,
Is that what
Saturday Night.
they- Yeah, dude, that's hilarious.
I don't think I've watched Saturday Night Live in like 5 years.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while.
It's okay. I'll catch glimpses of it. Like I'll probably watch it. Are they doing one tonight?
Yeah, it's Saturday night.
Right, but is it like a new season right now? Or?
I don't know actually. Like I said, I haven't watched it in years.
I don't want to watch a
It's funny.
rerun, guys. I hate watching reruns. You know
No,
what reruns are?
what's a rerun?
Reruns are the shit that they play The Simpsons all the time, man. All the time. There's always like a rerun of Simpsons on, or there's Everybody Loves Raymond. I was
Oh,
watching
that's
that
the worst.
Dude, that's an
I-
awful show.
Okay, so I did watch that. I
MASH.
think I talked
I've only ever seen MASH in reruns.
I talked about this last week, but I watched The Big Sick, which was Camille Nanjiani.
Was that good?
It was amazing. It was a really good, but Ray Romano's in that, and like he plays like the girl's dad.
Does he do a good job?
Yeah, it was actually one thing that I didn't want to shoot myself in the face with.
Okay.
So-
Okay. Well, shit.
Although speaking of movies, I did see Black Panther, which was awesome.
Dude, saw that 2 nights ago, guys. That was the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, I'm hopefully gonna see it after
Super
this.
dope. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for you.
No, it's okay. I've already read the comic books about it. Like I know this. I know. I'm.
It's fucking badass, and Eric Killmonger, what's his name, Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah,
Yeah.
does a great job.
Yeah, he does. His character is a really good character, and I really enjoyed like for a villain in the Marvel universe. I thought he was unique.
Dude, did you see all those people that were like, I'm going into the movie theater, and what was it, like some like girls were like coming out and they're like, they punched us and blah blah blah, and they were starting to make it about race or something, and I was like, dude, this is just a movie. Like,
Yeah.
everybody needs to see it, because A, that's what the company wants. They want you to make as much money as possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, because people were like, well, people that are African American, they just want to see it first, and then white people can see it. And I was like, well, that's not how business works. I was like, they want everybody to see it. They don't care what you are. They just want
Right.
you in the door and paying the money.
Yeah. Right.
Right. And it's a great movie, so I would suggest seeing it, but it was awesome, man.
Well, and it's a Marvel film too. That's the other thing. It's like if it was just like a normal fucking film, but to have Marvel
Right.
attached to it, like really sets it off in the idea. It's like everyone is going to say. And I remember watching like the old BET show of Black Panther and
Right.
stuff like that. It was really great too. Like I've known about Black Panther for 10 years.
Did you see how many Marvel movies there are, though? Like, do you feel like they're overdoing it a little bit?
Yeah, definitely do. I think they're good.
Okay,
I think
'cause that's
they
what
should
I thought the
probably
other night
stop
with the
it after
commercials. There's
Civil
like,
War.
you know, you
Not
got.
Civil War. I mean, what is it? Infinity War now.
Well, yeah, they got one right after that they're contracted to.
Right. Well, they got Ant-Man 2 coming out also.
Ant-Man and the Wasp looks pretty hot, dude. I would be hanging out with her if I was.
She's got
Ant-Man.
wings.
Well, the way I look at it is what Marvel's trying, like, what's really popular right now is building cinematic universes. Like,
Right. And
Because-
I like that though.
Yeah,
I
like-
like that as a consumer.
because really, like, the main things that did it before were, like, horror movie series. Those are the only movies that would go beyond 3 or 4 or 5 movies.
Wars.
And but I'm saying,
Yeah, Star Wars
but-
did it later.
But Star Wars wasn't even meant to be a trilogy at first, you know?
Right,
like,
right.
it was
It
going to
was
be
just be one
it's just going to be one movie. And then it became a trilogy because people liked it. And then those trilogies were, like, became more accepted.
Yeah.
You know, you have, like, the Indiana Jones movies. You have the 3 big ones. And then you have, you know, movies like Lord of the Rings start coming out. And then you have the Matrix trilogy. And you have Harry Potter. And
let's not forget Star Trek and all their movies.
Yeah, but I mean,
like 6 or 7 of them.
But to me, Star Trek doesn't count because it was a TV show, so it's already been building universe.
That's true.
I think that's the main difference now is the average watcher is willing to sit down for more than 30 minutes to an hour to watch something and want to binge more than one episode. So if you have a whole universe of movies, they could just make the Marvel channel eventually, and you can just pick on like, okay, I'm just going to watch any of the hundreds of Marvel movies, and it's just like an entire universe that you can go watch into.
I mean, it already does have a universe, though, too. It's a comic book.
Yeah, exactly. I think
they've already built plenty of universes, which means they have an infinite amount of stories.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, which means they have a really like ever-flowing like stockpile of inspiration to create really a cinematic universe of that same thing.
It's going to get really weird is whenever all the actors that play these characters, we've seen it with Spider-Man a little bit, but like when other big actors start to like kind of just go, I'm not going to do like when Chris, what's his name, who plays Captain America, when he's like, I'm not going to do this,
yeah. Or no, not Hemsworth, Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans. Yeah, when Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth or Robert Downey Jr. is just like, I don't think I want to take up this mantle anymore. I'm kind of done with this character. That's when it's going to get like really, really strange, and I don't know how the cinematic universes are going to really work anymore. I mean, they can replace some of them, but if you start replacing every superhero, they're going to have to get really clever with it, I feel like.
Well, I mean, they just have to do what they've always done. You know, like, whenever...
Kids.
I mean, because, like...
Animated series.
Like, Captain America has died in his series, you know? Like, all the superheroes have a version where they die. Right. And so that gives them the advantage of saying, like, okay, well, now that this person has died or comes out or whatever, well, Robin Hood eventually becomes Nightwing, you know? And so whenever Christian Bale's done with doing Batman, they'll probably end up bringing in a Robin Hood character, and then they'll make him do Nightwing, and they'll just come out with a whole bunch of Nightwing movies. It'll be the Batman...
I can only hope that, like... What's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt gets to play some kind of Batman.
He's pretty good. He's a pretty good actor. I like him. Wasn't he Robin one time? Or?
He was Robin in Batman. What was it? The Dark Knight.
The last one.
Yeah, the last one. Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he played a detective though. That's name was coincidentally Robin. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So it wasn't like a straight like
how they get in your mind already, dude.
Exactly, and so like I don't know, I like seeing what people do with movies no matter what.
Right.
And like
I love movies, man. Like seeing what they do with it. Like I'll even go watch on Netflix like stuff that's like I doubt people are watching. But like was it Is it Chaz Boseman or what's the Black Panther's character? His name, like the actor.
Oh, the actor.
I don't know.
I think it's Chadwick
Boseman, that's his name. Chadwick Boseman. Well, he's got a great movie on Netflix. At least I think so. It's a great movie, but it's called Message from the King. And he plays a South African detective.
All right.
And the story's set in L.A. and basically he's out there to try to find his sister, but it ends up being a great fucking movie. Like and that was before Black Panther, all that jazz, and he played that shit good. Like he had a great accent, I thought. He was just good. I'm like, dude, this guy's coming out of South Carolina out of nowhere.
Did you know he's 40 years old?
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
He's got some really good genes, man.
What kind of genes and what kind of drugs is he on, man? Because that's what I need to be on.
Yeah,
if
dude,
I
that
like
yeah, right.
He's like 40 or 40. He might be older than 40, but I know he's like at least 40 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, dude, he looks good.
He looks really good.
Yeah, right.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, superhero.
That should make you go gay or something like that. You know, you start looking at dudes. Somebody was making fun of me the other day for like, I was like, that's a good looking dude. And they're like, that sounds pretty good. I'm like, alright, well, obviously I'm not gay, but like, I obviously know when a dude's good looking. And I mean, I feel like people do. Like, they don't, you know, they're not gonna look at Mr. Bean and go, that guy's really good looking. And,
yeah, right.
You know, look at Chris Hemsworth, like, that's a good looking dude, man.
Yeah.
You know. Or Kenny Powers, or whatever his name was that played Kenny Powers. They're doing that. Dude, I thought they were coming out with another Dundee. Those fuckers, they got me. You do with those commercials. I literally thought there was gonna be a Dundee movie, and then all of a sudden it's like, this is a commercial for come visit Australia, and I'm like,
did you hear how much flack that got? Like that got.
Did it really?
Well, it was because what was it? It got a lot of flack because Donald Trump Jr. tweeted that he was excited about the new Crocodile Dundee movie, and then everyone's like, you fucking idiot, it was a commercial for Australia.
Hey man, I guess I'm right up there with Donald J. Jr. man, because I literally thought it was gonna be Dundee too. I was like, man, this is gonna be awesome. It's got Kenny Powers. It's got fucking Thor in it. You know, this is gonna be funny.
I'm sure at this point they're like, all right, like we've made enough of these movies. If you don't want to just come here, here's an advertisement to come here. It's like the next
How many
movie.
things that can kill you over there?
Australia.
All of them.
Dundee.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's their new tourism guide. It's Australia. Go be the Dundee.
Damn, well, dude, I'm good at being. I mean, I'd like to go to Australia, but shit, dude, I don't want to die in Australia.
Did Quimby Down Under go? Like, wasn't that in Australia also? Like, it was like what's his name? Played Magnum PI. Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
He played like a character that like went to Australia and like was a hunter or something.
Dude,
His
he's got a
gun was
fucking
awesome.
great
It's in
mustache,
Bass
though,
Pro
dude.
Shop.
Don't say that. Tom Selleck's got a great mustache. I try to model that shit off of him.
I mean, yeah, Ryan Reynolds. That really inspired a whole generation of dads.
Dad bods or dads?
No, just dads to grow mustaches.
Because I'll tell you what inspired dad bods. That was McDonald's. They got everything over McDonald's, dude. And wasn't that so great when they came out with the what was it? The breakfast menu. Now it's all day.
All
That's been
day.
there for like a long time, but.
But still.
Dude, when they didn't have it all day, I was like thinking, you stupid assholes, man. You guys could be making a killing if you serve breakfast all day, but you're too fucking lazy to serve it all day.
Dude, I was.
And then they start doing
when
it.
Came out all day.
Make
I was
money.
like, oh shit, I'm gonna eat like sausage egg McMuffins anytime I go to McDonald's. I literally only get it at breakfast now. I think that was the thing. Is the idea for meals. I was like, McDonald's breakfast was amazing until I could get it anytime I wanted, and that's what made it special. Is I had to wake up before a certain time to be like, I'm gonna get
Right,
McDonald's breakfast.
you had to be there before 10:30, man.
Yeah.
Or else you were fucked. Like,
Yeah,
so
right.
there, if you pull in there at 10:30, you ain't gonna get the. You, ain't gonna
You
get
order
breakfast.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that's right. That was so just nasty when you're eating a 10:35 a.m. cheeseburger in your
Cheeseburger
mouth.
because you were late.
That was awful, dude. I was like, man, my life sucks right now.
Although I will still go to like Sonic all the time and still get breakfast burritos during the random parts of the day.
You know what's bullshit? They still don't do dinner all day. I hate breakfast food. So whenever I get there at like 2...
Sonic doesn't do that?
No,
Alex just
McDonald's.
eats breakfast.
McDonald's. So whenever I go to McDonald's and I'm like, man, I would really like a fillet of fish or something. And I go at like 2 in the morning, they're like, oh, we don't do that after 2 in the morning. And it's like, what?
Oh, what?
I can get an egg McMuffin 24 hours a day, but I can only get my fillet of fish for half the day. And she was like, yeah, pretty much. And I was like,
Well, yeah,
ah,
dude, they gotta go catch that shit fresh. At a Table Rock Lake down
I couldn't even get a burger.
there. I mean, dude, every time I go to the seafood, I was like, man, this must be caught fresh locally, this oyster shit.
Hell yeah.
This must taste great. Like, no, dude, I mean, I like eating sushi and stuff.
Right.
Around here, it's kind of like, you gotta go, like, the right places.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff's just frozen, man, and I wonder when, they're all gonna go vegan, man. Everybody's gonna go vegan. Yeah, dude, if you got West in this country, dude, everybody's like, vegan, vegan, vegan. I love that. I love this. This soybean tastes fucking great.
Oh,
By the time everyone goes vegan, that whole part of the country will have disappeared and we'll realize it's not a good idea. Because they'll have all just, like, they'll have eaten away into nothing.
Dude, I've tried some stuff. Tastes pretty good.
I mean,
but-
some of it's really good.
Right, and some of it's really good, but that's a lot of trouble to go to make some food sometimes.
I think Burger King just released a veggie burger. Or it was some fast food company just released a veggie
Really?
burger, and they were talking about how it was awesome. Like even like these like news sources were like a lot of people that aren't vegetarians are eating it, and they're like, yeah, it's amazing.
Well, isn't that funny how they can just come out with stuff like that? But, I mean, is it something we know that what's in the burger?
Right, it's
Because,
probably-
I mean, a long
I assume
time ago, dude, McDonald's was putting meat filler in.
I
And I had to
assume
go
it's
Google what the hell
black
that
beans.
was. Do you know what meat filler is?
Like lips and stuff. Like
It's just
basically
some
hot dogs.
nasty ass shit, and it's some nasty ass shit that they put in with that grains, lips, just all sorts of stuff that they'd be like, whoa, what the fuck is in my burger? Like this ain't 100% Angus, like this ain't 100% the ass of the cow right there.
Well, you weren't eating them. Like you.
Oh hell yeah, I
vegetarians
was, dude. I was eating the shit out of those meat filler burgers, man. Nobody told me in those Happy Meals. My
were.
mom
You
would pull
were
up
just
there.
eating beef.
Was it beef?
Yes.
You just mentioned how you were talking about like
Parts of
veggie
beef.
burgers were filled with like meat filler, like that was the thing. But
Oh no, I'm talking
your
about
age,
McDonald's.
Oh, I was gonna say at your age, weren't you just eating burgers, and wasn't that all just beef?
Yeah, I hope it was all just beef, man, because that's the only type of burgers I like. I mean, some veggie burgers are alright, but I ain't gonna go out of my way to make it or order it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gotta order it for me. I'll be like, I can't talk like
So
that.
someone's gotta force you to be a vegan.
Right, dude. Like they're gonna have to force me. I'll be eating meat the rest of my life, man. I mean, it tastes so good. Why not? It's got good protein. It's got all your essentials in it. You're gonna get real buff.
Do you think if we forced like prisoners to be vegans, like they would either like you think they would feel better about themselves, or do you think like they would riot?
What I would think they would do is they would start some like movement, man.
Yeah.
Probably what they do. Be like, you can't force us to be vegan. That's against our rights.
But you don't have rights anymore. You're a prisoner.
I guess they got some rights, don't they?
I don't think so.
I feel like they have some human rights. Like, I mean, there's
they
human
have
rights.
basic human rights, but I don't think they have like. They don't have legal rights.
They watch the shit out of TV.
That's true, but that's not a right.
To them, it is.
It's just something that a prison provides.
Do they?
Yeah.
And who's paying for that?
The governments.
Yeah, and who's paying for the governments?
The people.
Yeah, see.
But are the prisoners paying? No, they're not fucking paying taxes.
No.
They're getting paid. They're living off the taxes.
Yeah, dude, they get three.
That's why they don't have any rights.
3 square meals a day. Like, dude, there are stories of people that are like, I'm going back to prison because it's shelter, there's food.
And I'm already used to the culture.
Yeah. Do you think that changes somebody? I feel like it changes the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, have you ever met someone that went to jail and like they have that like 1,000-yard stare and like they're
Yeah,
like,
man.
on edge? Like even if like before they like went to jail, like they were this like different person. They go to jail and they come back and like they try to be fucking normal, but they've still got like. A lot of times they'll talk about it where like I have prison mindset where they don't trust people
Right.
like, they normally used to be able to trust and stuff.
Right. Dude, that changes a lot of people, and I feel like that's a lot
It's
of
because you gotta
reason-
sleep with one eye open, or else like it's horrible things are gonna
Right,
happen.
dude, if I
Prison.
went to jail, dude, I would not be surviving. I'll just let y'all know that right now. I would not be
I'd
surviving.
probably just kill myself before I went to jail.
Nah, I couldn't do that either, but I don't know. I'd do something.
I guess it depends on how long I'd be
I
going.
guess I'd have to figure out how to go into solitary. Like, do I have to do some crazy ass shit to go in solitary?
Yeah,
like,
you might
kill
want
a
to like
dude, or-
stab some people.
Yeah, see, dude, and I feel like immediately right there, like,
Or assault
people are
guards.
fucked.
If you assault a guard, I think you get.
Yeah.
And assault could be deemed anything nowadays, man.
Yeah, right.
You could touch somebody, and I guess that's assault,
Right.
right? I mean, is that, like, am I not correct?
I mean, I'm talking about prison.
Oh, well,
so-
prison, dude, you don't want to get assaulted in prison because it's probably not going to be by a guard. It's probably going to be by one of your fellow prison mates.
Well, no, that's the thing. Is like you get solitary either if you're such a high profile person
Right.
that they think that like you just go in and you're going like most. I think it's like most like child molesters for the first year they're in there are put in solitary confinement because if they're just put in gin pop,
Yeah, because
like
they'll fucking kill them, dude.
them. Like they do not. No one in prison likes child because a lot of people in prison have children or they were
Right.
part of an abuse earlier in their
dude.
life and stuff like that. So they'll just fucking kill chomos.
Yeah.
Is that what you call them?
That's what they call it. That's,
Oh,
that's what I
really?
learned. Yeah, like from watching those, like from watching a lot of prison shows and stuff like that. They'll talk about chomos.
I've been down in like the drunk tank before, but I wasn't wasted.
Hamilton, I picked you up one time from prison.
Was
It was jail. That was just county jail.
It's just
But it's
county
because
jail,
you ratted
folks.
on yourself like an idiot.
I did rat on myself. That over 2 tickets, man. He took me to jail over 2 unpaid seatbelt tickets. Can you believe that shit?
That's because you had warrants out for your arrest.
And those qualified as warrants were unpaid tickets, and that was fucking ridiculous, dude. I was like, really? And he's like, oh god, like, cause I asked him. I remember asking him. I said, dude, do you really have to put the handcuffs on me? Like, I'm not gonna fight you or anything. And he's like, well, I have to do it for, I don't know what you would call
Right.
it, but for their purposes. And dude, I did not belong in there. I'll be honest with you. There, I had like the nicest clothes on. Some dude was throwing shit up against the wall, and I was like on sale. That was freaky as shit. I
Yep.
think I was like, what? I was 20 years old.
Yeah, I think 2021.
2021,
Yeah.
somewhere around there, dude. And that was some little scary shit. And the time before that, I was 19, and it was when I was trying to buy booze down at like a come and go.
Yeah.
I had this sweet ass fake ID at the time. Like, I mean, if you would have scanned it, blacklighted, done all this shit. Some
Yeah, right.
California's making was making them or some shit like that when I went to college. That's where I got it. I came back here for Christmas break, and ends up being it was an ATF sting operation at this come and go. That one off Kimbrough downtown there.
Oh yeah.
This was before they built like the
Oh,
nicer
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So it was like the old shitty one. But yeah, dude was walking around with jeans, North Face jacket on, looked like Joe Blow down the street.
Yeah.
Then he gets behind the counter, and I just like froze like a little bit. It's like I was just like, I don't know what to do. And then finally he's like, I'm ATF. And dude, they took me to the back of that come and go, questioned me. They were, dude, really want to know where I got that ID from. Which
Yeah.
at the time I was like, man, snitches get stitches, bro. Don't snitch.
Yeah, right.
And so I wasn't gonna give that up. And so then he slapped a felony on me for the false identification. And finally that all got dropped all the way down to like an MIP or something like that. And went to those classes where they make you feel real bad about yourself. And
I remember one time I had to take a class like that.
yeah,
Whereas like
Missouri State Top, that's what it is.
Yep.
I went to one called Alive at 25, And it was because I had gotten pulled over by a cop on my way home from work. I think I was going like, I think it was like 30 miles an hour, and I was going 40. And this cop pulls me over, and he's like, slapped me with this giant ticket and stuff like that. And I got a lawyer because it was the first time and I didn't know what to do.
Right.
And so I got it down to faulty equipment. But also they're like, but since you're so young, you have to go to this Alive at 25 class. And so I get there, and like I've got my money order for paying for the like class and stuff.
Yeah, they make you pay for it.
They make you pay for it, yeah. And then like the other thing is, I thought it was funny though, is because like I literally was in there, and like they went around the room and they're like, okay, so we're gonna introduce you to everyone. Like we're gonna introduce everyone to everyone. So tell us what your name is, and then also tell us, you know, why you're here. And like I went first, and I'm so glad that I did, because I go, hey, I'm here. I was speeding, like I think I was going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. That's why I'm here. And then like literally every other person there was like a manslaughter charge, like they were like attempted manslaughter or like street racing, and I'm just like, why am I in this class for going 10 miles over the speed limit?
Yep. You're going too fast.
Yeah,
they're
like, listen here, kid. We're gonna scare the shit. It's like Scared Straight, but for one kid. All these other people were paid actors.
Yes, exactly.
Paid actors, dude. There's a lot of them out there. Dude, you see that show on the news about paid? Like that one kid, David Hogg, or whatever?
Yeah.
On that school floor shooting?
Yeah.
Did that not? That was a trending video on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. I remember that day because I was looking on YouTube and I saw that and I was like, "That's weird." And like, I love all those. I just love conspiracy theories. But I mean, they're interesting.
Is this the one about the actor? Like, I heard something about this today.
It's about one of those.
They interviewed someone who turned out to be a paid actor.
Oh, I don't know if I don't know if anything's substantiated or not. But they. It was like a couple days ago, and they were talking about how this David Hogg kid from the Orlando shooting. How like a year ago he was on in California, or maybe not a year ago, I don't know exactly when they said, but I think it had to do with San Bernardino, that shooting.
Okay, yeah, the one with like the two, like the Muslim man and Muslim woman, was that the one? They had the debate about the phone. Right,
and they had that whole big deal about, you know, Apple and their phones and unlock them. But I guess there has to be some footage, because I got a screenshot grab of something, and it was the same kid, same name, David Hogg, but it's in California.
Right.
But I don't know when that, like, nobody really knows when that is, or, you know, what it's for. Because I was like, if that's like over a year ago, I mean, the kid could be there, I guess. I mean, it's not impossible.
Yeah,
right.
Moved.
Right. And then people are like, well, he's got, like, yearbook pictures in California here. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not seeing any of those. But it's just interesting because they like to make those, like that happened with Sandy Hook, how some of those kids did it. Or,
there was, like, the one lady that's, like, been in, like, a couple different ones or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And it makes you think a little bit. You're like, well, that's really weird. Why are we seeing the same people, or why are these people acting like this? Like, like a couple of those clips after the Sandy Hook thing with those kids, like, the parents were like laughing.
Yeah.
But you see that, and some people get really charged up. They're like, "It's got to be a conspiracy." Like, look at that. And I was like, but you really don't know what those people were talking about beforehand.
Right.
If they were talking about something funny, that'd be really fucking weird. If they're laughing and shit, like right before they were talking about their children dying.
Right.
That's weird. But we just don't know. Like, I wasn't there, so I mean, I can never 100% verify that, or you know.
Exactly.
But it's just weird to think about, dude. Like, all that stuff is like, it's happening so quick. I mean, is that not?
No, I mean, that's the spot. What is it they say about like why they don't release a lot of things for serial killers is because they don't want copycat killers. But it kind of looks like it's going that way.
Right, like a lot
school
of people,
shootings also, where it's like, here's a way to get famous real quick.
Right, and they don't want to say like people's names because they're like, well, it's gonna spread copycat killers.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Which I get that logic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if they say a name or not. It's not gonna make me go crazy.
Right, but there's some people that's what they want to do. They're like, that's the easiest way for them to get famous or be remembered.
Right.
Or it's like,
when they're fucking sorry.
Or it'd be real easy to be like, oh, that couldn't have been me because it was clearly this guy.
Right, and all this, dude, and then back to that whole thing we first started talking about, like the 18, like that number is just not a real number. But remember I said,
no, I get what you're saying, yeah.
And it's just not a real number, but you know here's something crazy I rolled across the other day is the biggest mass shooting in U.S. history we don't even talk about anymore. Do you know what that is?
No.
And that's exactly my point, is you don't know, is because we don't talk about it anymore. It was Vegas. We don't know a single thing about that. Does that not scare you?
Yes.
It scares the shit out of me.
It's really weird.
Because the sheriff department there, they switched their story their timeline 3 times. Officially switched it 3 times, which is just odd.
Yeah.
But I remember when that happened, like everybody, that was all the news was. And then maybe 2 weeks later, it was we're on something else, probably about Trump. You know, that's
it's always about Trump.
Dude, is it not always about the dumbass? Like shit.
This is what he wanted. He's like,
so orange, and he's just like, hopping around, making fucking tweets about North Korea, wanting to bomb them, and all sorts of crazy shit.
He's just like, you know what? I'm not getting talked about enough by being a reality TV show host.
Right.
Maybe I should run a country so that people have to talk about me all the time.
Well, dude, if that's the mindset, he fucking did it, and that's genius.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a genius on that level.
He's an evil genius.
Is he?
I don't know, maybe.
I think he's not very evil, but he's just dumb as shit.
Yeah, he's just the bumbling idiot that becomes evil.
Can he become evil?
I think you can be. I think you can do evil things without really knowing that you're doing evil things.
Right. I feel like he likes America, but I just feel like we're all just way too divided on everything. Dude, nobody can come to the middle. Like, hey, if you're out there listening, just come to the middle, man. It's cool here. Like nothing's gonna happen to you. Like, you don't have to go out there and go crazy protests like my sister. Bless your heart. You love to go to fucking protests. We all know that.
Protests can be good.
And that's good. I like protests, but when you do it every week, dude, oh my god. I was getting a text message, hey, do you want to come to this? Hey, do you want to come to this? And one time she said, do you want to come to this tax rally? And all I was thinking in my mind was like, are you really protesting taxes? Because that's just not gonna work. I mean, think about it. I don't want to pay this fucking, I don't want to pay this city sales tax.
No one ever wants to pay taxes.
Right, dude. Everybody pays them, but you know, I don't really know where they go. I don't ever see them because I'm too
rich.
I'm too white and privileged. I guess is what they're calling it nowadays. I saw something the other day destroying that point of view. It's calling it racist. Isn't that interesting?
What, the white privilege thing?
Yeah, when somebody's like, "Hey, you're white and you're privileged."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, they didn't say it to me. I'm sure they have behind my back. Totally, I'm sure. I mean,
we're all white males, yeah. So of course we're gonna get the.
I guess, but the guy made really good sense about how it is being racist, and they said, is racism not judging somebody off their skin color and blah blah blah,
right?
And their status and whatever. And he said, well, that's what people are doing when they say you're white and privileged. At first, they're basing it off of you being white,
right? And
saying that your status is privileged, which is fine. I get the concept,
right? Yeah.
I mean,
so
throughout history, we've been a little bit cooler, but I guess in terms of we haven't had to worry about shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, then that all ties in. I mean, everything ties into everything nowadays. Like Black Panther, because that was a big controversial deal. Badass movie, but big controversial deal because they like to politicize that. Everything likes to be political, man. It's just really tired. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, it's like, why can't you just enjoy a movie?
No.
Why is it so hard?
Easy.
Why is it so hard to sit at a movie and watch it and just go, I see what this is and I enjoy it. Like, all they do is it's like tunnel vision. It's like most people only see specific things that piss them off.
Right.
And then because of that, they can't see the beautiful piece of artwork that's in front of them. All they see is maybe the naked woman, in the painting. They're like, that's grotesque because she's naked. It's like, no, she's only part of the painting.
Right.
It's this. So people do that with everything. Oh, all the characters are black. But it's not. The story doesn't matter what color they are. It's just a story.
Well, it makes sense. It all takes place in Africa.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the story justifies what you're looking at.
Africa. It doesn't work like that. It'd be really weird if they were if Black Panther was a white dude and a white population.
Yeah, it's all South Africa.
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't that be fucking awful?
It'd be awful.
I hope people would protest that shit. I'd be that shit does not make a fucking damn sense, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of superheroes, Super Fight.
Oh yeah, Super Fight.
So Hamilton, you are our guest this week, and because you're our guest, we're going to first of all debate our last Super Fight from last week, and then you're going to pick the next component for our battle royale. Okay. So what were the ones this week?
We got Robin Hood with 3-foot fingernails versus Hillary Clinton made of sand.
And a few people I talked to did make the point that she's not like Sandman. She's just made of sand.
She's not like Sandman.
Yeah, she's not a supervillain that has crazy magic sand powers. She's just made out of sand.
So basically, they said that Robin Hood would win again this week. So Robin Hood with 3-foot-long fingernails wins this week.
Yeah, but
Unless you have anything to say about it that can change our mind.
Yeah, I want to hear what Hamilton's theory on this. You're
so
the judge.
I'm not familiar with this battle, but I see here you got Robin Hood, 3-foot fingernails, and Hillary Clinton made of sand.
Who would win in a fight?
It's up to you.
I don't know, dude. Does like sand have like hearts and like vital organs, or anything like that? I mean, or is she just strictly her molecules just made out of sand?
I think she's just made out of sand.
Well, probably Robin Hood would lose, man. I mean, in a logical sense.
I think the idea of like sandcastles would come into the theory though too. Like Robin Hood is a sentient human being with really long fingernails,
Right.
and she's basically a Hillary-shaped sandcastle.
Okay, so she's not sentient, or
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
you gotta lay out some
I
rules
think-
here,
I
dude.
think
You
that's
gotta
the
lay
thing,
out
is,
some
like,
ground rules.
Right, it only says Hillary Clinton made of sand.
Well, then probably Robin Hood did.
All right, so Robin Hood
Because
wins.
Hillary already lost, so.
So, who is our next
Man, made of
contender
sand.
against Robin Hood?
Draw one of the white cards from the middle section. From the middle of it.
Oh, in the middle.
Yeah, some of the cards on the end are like ones we didn't like.
Oh, God. E.T.?
No.
E.T.?
All right.
Phone home?
And what is E.T.'s power?
No, keep that one.
Oh, keep what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, you guys gotta explain this to me, man. This is like picking darts.
That's what I'm doing.
Let's see. Controls all animals.
Ooh.
Okay. E.T.
Yeah,
He
right?
controls all animals,
Aliens are real.
and
Robin Hood,
Robin Hood with 3-foot fingers.
3-foot fingernails.
Obviously, E.T., guys. Come on.
All right, so Hamilton's weighed in on this debate. Tell us what you think about it on the polls on Instagram, on Twitter. Talk about it on Facebook. Give us your explanations. We're going to put them up next week, and we'll find another contender for whoever wins.
Oh yeah, and Robin Hood's been going for a while. We gotta keep this fight up.
Long, yeah.
It's
Robin
2
Hood
weeks
fought
long.
Helen Keller.
Yeah, he's done after
7 of
this.
them.
Yeah, he fought 7. Yeah, he fought
Oh, you got
10 of the.
10
Yeah, 10 Helen
Helen
Kellers. Yeah, defeated him.
He defeated 10 Helen Kellers, and he
I see
defeated
that.
Hillary Clinton made of sand.
He's still picking her out of his 3-foot long fingernails.
Dude, E.T., animals, aliens, animals. That's just crazy.
Hamilton, once again, thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we'll
Thank
have you back soon. It was a
Dude,
pleasure.
totally.
Yeah, awesome.
Do you have anything you want to pitch or anything like that? Like you're a photographer and you have an Instagram.
Yeah, anybody that wants to follow me, you can follow me at, I think it's instagram.com/hamilton.blocker, or, whatever that handle is. I'm not really
Just
sure.
look up Hamilton Block
Yeah,
on
just look up
Instagram.
my...
If you're watching on YouTube, it's below.
It has a name that's kind of unique, so I'm sure you'll find me on
Right
there.
on. Is there anything else you've been up to, or any other projects you've been doing or wanting to do?
I've been wanting to wait till it's warm out. I'm gonna start shooting a lot of cool lake stuff again.
All right.
So that's gonna be.
You've been working with drones too, haven't you?
Dude, doing a lot of stuff with drones. In the process of getting another drone. Yeah, really just looking forward to a little warm weather, but still we'll see where the road takes us. Some people like it, some people don't,
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was Hamilton Blocker.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man.
Instagram. Listen to him more. Hopefully you like him enough that we have him back.
Cool, I hope so too, because I like doing this.
All right. As always, thanks for joining us. Once again, I'm Wes Potts.
I'm Alex Kahneman.
We're going to bed now.